Hi, I'm Vinny, and this is Wednesday Wisdom. This is a weekly show where we take time out of our busy schedules to reach out to people who might be really depressed, really stressed out, or just stuck in a rut and need extra motivation. Now, before we go any further, I want to give you guys an opportunity to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified so you never miss another episode of Wednesday Wisdom as well as other additional HVMA content. Now, my motivation for this week, my words of wisdom that I'll bestow upon you is simple. You can do anything, but not everything. You know the drill. It's Monday morning, you arrive at work exhausted from weekends spent entertaining the kids, paying bills, and running errands. You flick on your PC, and 70 new emails greet you. Your phone's voicemail light is already blinking, and before you can make it stop, another call comes in. With each ring, with each colleague who drops by your office uninvited, comes a new demand for attention, for a reaction, for a decision, for your time. By noon, when you take 10 minutes to gulp down a sandwich at your desk, you already feel overworked, overcommitted, and of course, overwhelmed. So think of this video as a reminder that we have to remember what's important to do rather than trying to do it all. A while back, Duffman made an appearance on this show and talked about the fact that even superheroes need to take a nap. So if superheroes can get burned out, you sure as hell can too. I've also talked about the importance of setting boundaries in the past. And the reason for that was to avoid situations like this. You see, I very seldom talk about anything on this show that I myself haven't already experienced. I'm the guy who in the past has tried to do everything and found out very quickly that I was not capable of doing so. For example, in the wrestling business, I have done just about every job there is. I've been an announcer. I've been a commentator. I've hung up posters. I've handled finances. I've booked matches and segments. I've answered the phones. I've edited videos. I've chauffeured wrestlers to and from the venue. And other odd jobs you can imagine. And when I first got into the business, I was doing all of those jobs at the same damn time. Eventually, I ended up being overworked, overcommitted, and you guessed it, overwhelmed. I got to the point where I finally had a massive, ugly meltdown, and I quit the business altogether. And believe it or not, I actually went through a phase where I hated anything and everything having to do with pro wrestling. Yes, you heard that correctly. I, Vinny Booch, the ultimate wrestling fan on the planet, the human wrestling encyclopedia, the best fan there is, the best fan there was, and the best fan there ever will be, hated pro wrestling for a brief period of time. Then, after being out for some time, the promoter and I made amends, and I returned to the business, on the condition that I would not be in charge of everything anymore. And now, I'm in the business, doing the things I love to do, and not getting stressed out with things that I had no business being in control of. The secret to being successful is not pie-in-the-sky goal setting and unrealistic ambition. It's about doing the best you can with what you have to work with. Because in the beginning, that's all you got. And most people understand that. Which is why I never understood why people are more concerned with the perception of reality. To me, reality is reality. Because if you have a fake it till you make it mentality, you'll never make it because you'll get too caught up in the faking it aspect that you'll forget you haven't made it yet. And at the end of the day, we are all human. And human beings can't do everything because eventually it will catch up to you and you will have to give something up. So even though you should dream big and want big, you have to remember that you have to start small before you can get big. You see, the thing is, you can do whatever you want, but the time you have for whatever you want is limited. This is why prioritizing your time is so important. It's important to figure out what's most important to you and what can wait. That can be a tough choice, but it's the line between getting things done and burnout. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will wrap up Wednesday Wisdom for this week. I thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified so you never miss another episode of Wednesday Wisdom, as well as other additional HVMA content. Check back soon for a new episode. And until then, stay social.